Yeah, I like that better. Okay, fantastic. So let's get started then. All right. So welcome back to Spilling the Tea in our brand new way of doing things. This is Business Energetics, talking about all of the fun stuff that goes on behind the scenes in your business, because the emotions of your business are what drive the decisions that you make in your business. So like I mentioned in the first podcast that I did with Amy Lee the other week, I am using this series to showcase how I do my work and who I follow, who I tap into, who I connect with. And that's why I had to bring Tahsha on, because Tahsha, I don't even know where to start with talking about how I got introduced to Tahsha. Like, I found her, I think I found you on Facebook. I don't even know how I came across your content, to be honest. It's so long ago, but I think at the time I was moving through some major anger and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to process it. So I started following you and I was just like, wow, she's got this. Like, just your realness, just the way that you express yourself. I was actually talking about it on my accountability call with the accountability group that we started this morning, and just saying, like, I got to give you props, because your energy, the way that you come off, the way that you come across is just so real and natural. And the other thing that's so cool is that not only does Tahsha do amazing work, but she's also showing proof that by doing what you love and tapping into your passion will give you results. Because when I approached her, I thought she had a team of 10 helping her, from the way that you've been getting things rolling. You have this event where you've got over 350 people attending. Like, you're doing the work. And then you're like, I'm doing this by myself. And I was like, what? How?
And, they say you have to become the energy first before the things happen. So, I would say that's just proof that now it's time, right? Now the team's coming, and now the things are coming that will be a reflection of that energy. So I love that you're feeling that about me, because I feel that about myself too. So it's just a matter of days, I feel like.
I love it. I love it. And that's why I needed to get you on as soon as possible. Like, it was like, because this whole process has come to me so naturally. It's been a download from source 100%. And it was, well, you have to explain how energy, like how you listen to the voice inside of your head. But what if that voice inside of your head is really angry all the time? Because that's what a lot of people deal with is, yeah, everybody says, listen to your gut, listen to that voice inside your head. You know what's best for you. But then what if the voice inside your head is really angry? And then it's angry at you. And then how do you get past that? And that's where you come in.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think we know what we're supposed to do to get past that in some aspects, but it's a matter of what level of bravery. I'm cat sitting, so there may be times when I have to deal with this furry monster that doesn't want to cooperate. Stop, buddy. No, I love you, but no. Where you have to have the courage to step into that place, because really the only way to help and resolve unresolved anger and frustration and rage is going to be stepping into it. And 100%. People think it's the opposite. They think it's going to be, well, if I step into that, then it's going to take over. If I step into that, what if it doesn't shut down? What if I let the anger out and then all the things underneath it, because we all know anger is a secondary emotion. What if all that comes out and now I have a job and I have a child and I have a husband and I have all these things and responsibilities? Where am I supposed to process all of that? How am I supposed to deal with all of that? And with the work that I do, that stuff comes up and comes out very quickly. So it's the work that I'm doing is not just to come up and cause you problems. It's coming up to release. So yeah.
I love it. That's such a beautiful way of expressing it too. So when I approached Tahsha, just speaking to the audience for a second, we were trying to figure out, because she was like, well, how am I going to showcase what I do in a short period of time? Because that's what I want this podcast to be all about, is that you guys get a taste of what she does so that you can see the value in going and working with her, or signing up for one of her events or whatever that looks like for you. And so what we decided we were going to do today, do you want to introduce it, how we're going to go through it?
Yeah. Are you wanting to do that now?
Heck yes, I am.
Oh, okay. How long do you want the podcast to be today?
Well, we're already at 12:14. So I'm trying to keep them around like the half hour, 45-minute mark as best as possible.
Okay.
But
Then, yep.
I don't
Then
know how
this
much
is- then
time
this
we're going to
goes.
need to. Yeah,
Nope.
because I know you
This
were
is-
saying
this
it
is perfect.
could take a bit, right? So I just
Yeah.
wanted to give as
Yeah,
much
no,
time
and
as-
it won't take that long because I'm only going to have you do the physical screaming part for like 1 minute. I'm only going to have you do like a 1 minute thing. It's only going to
Okay,
go on
sweet.
for a short period of time. So, so basically what this is going to be is my 4-step sacred rage healing process. And this is something I've been doing for, over 2.5 years now. So what it consists of is step 1, which is an anger purge, which you brought your anger list, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So it's, Meghan, want to call you wildly because it's that's the thing that's down in the corner here.
Sorry.
Wildly. Meghan is going to read out loud her anger purge, which is a list of her in sentence format saying the things that she is angry and upset about. Now, in my program and in my private sessions, you write out every single thing you've ever been pissed off about your whole entire life. And some people have a couple pages and some people have 20 pages to read. I almost want to start calling this a 5-step process because really the first step, is actually telling your story from start to finish with no interruption. And there's a really big activation that happens from being able to take up all of that space, because not a lot of people have been allowed or felt like they've been comfortable to tell their whole story from start to finish without interruption, and getting positive feedback afterwards. So that's really honestly step 1. Literally this morning, I was like, I think it's more like a 5-step process. Anyways, today we're going to stick with 4 steps. So that's the first step. And then the second, and that's without interruption. There's no feedback from that. That's you just getting to say what you're upset about. And then step 2 is going to be a somatic shaking exercise that is going to have me saying a little bit of affirmation type stuff to start giving your body permission to start allowing it to get to that screaming part, which is step 4. Step 3 is going to be some primal breath work, which is exactly what it sounds like. Some really growly, animalistic type sounds that are very much down deep into your stomach area and a lot of contraction while you're doing it so that you are giving your body permission to start getting aggressive and get angry, especially as women. We're not really, that's not ladylike and that's not attractive and all the things we're fucking taught their lives, right? So starting to give your body permission to do that. And then you're going to grab your pillow or you're going to free scream, whatever it is you choose to do. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you got your pillow. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, scream. And while you're screaming, I'm going to be doing some Reiki. We might go for maybe 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. I'm going to be doing some Reiki. And then I'm going to be yelling back to you, vocal coaching in a supportive way, the things that you said on your list or some of the things you've said on your list. And then I'll bring you back down into your body, basically. We'll take a couple deep breaths so you can ground, and then we'll ask you how you're feeling. And 2 minutes is not really going to do a whole lot. Megan's actually going to be taking my program, so in September. So you're not going to get a full-blown, full-on experience, but you will get to experience at least some of it to say, okay, I kind of, felt like I got my toes wet at least into it.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to dive right into it as soon as we could into the
Okay.
podcast, because I think that the feedback afterwards is going to be I feel like even 2 minutes where you're like, you're not going to get that much out. I feel like even just from writing the list, I've already.
Yeah, didn't you say? Yeah, I think you were one of the ones, and it's happened before. I've had women literally throw up from writing their list. I had one woman who had anxiety for 20 years. I had her write her list. She couldn't finish it because she was throwing up and realized, oh my God, all of my anxiety has been because of my repressed rage. So
Wow.
it was really interesting. She's like, I can't really do the free event this time because I can't even get through the list. And I was like, totally understandable. So it's a very powerful, all the steps are very important and they all work together to remove trauma layers. That screaming, once you get to that, does, when you're full blown in a program or a session, it does remove trauma layers. Not your trauma. That's not ever going to happen. It's not going to remove your ability to get angry. It's going to again, the trauma layers and give you a healthy relationship with your anger, because anger is no different than happiness. It's a human emotion. You can't not feel it. You're just going to have to learn how to live with it, make it your friend.
And that's the fun of it, right? Like,
Yes.
And that's one thing from following you and listening to what you've said and engaging with your content. And then from doing my own work and research too, is that you're right. Like, that is the biggest thing. Like, even I heard it a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember who was telling me, but even trauma is just a word.
Yeah.
It is a real thing. Just like anger is a real thing that we have to feel and we have to process, we have to work through. But it's an emotion. Trauma is a thing, right? Like anything that's a thing, you can work through and there's a solution to it.
Yes.
We can get through it. It's our brains and us as the individual who live in that trauma or who keep repeating that cycle, right? So things like, I'm actually getting very excited about this. Like my body's like, okay, can we do this already? Like, maybe that's also why I was like, I want to do this right away, is because like even like I've just been noticing the lines in my forehead. The less that I'm like focused on the anger in my life, the less that I furrow my brow. Like it's one thing that kills me is that I have an anger wrinkle. And I literally call it like my anger wrinkle because I focus and then it just gets so
right? Did you see that? Did you see that reel I did? These are my what the fuck wrinkles. What the fuck? Yeah, like the reel literally says that. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's like usually the lines in my face are me from laughing and smiling, except for these. These are my what the fuck wrinkles. It's super cute. But yeah, it's true though. It's very true. And it's like, I definitely feel like I have genetics on my side for my age. I'm 47. But I definitely also know it's because I have mastered this. I definitely know that for sure, because I have spent most of my life doing this with my face, So yeah, it's definitely does have payoffs for sure.
For sure. Yeah, and I want to make sure we have enough time to like talk about how it felt too, because I think that's the other thing is to give you a little bit of promotion before we get into the promotion piece is Tahsha's doing a free event tomorrow. So if you're watching this today, sign up for her event because it's the fourth one that you're doing. This is the fourth.
Yeah, this is my fourth free Scream event. My Sacred Rage Scream event is being done by Zoom. All of my work for the past 2.5 years has been done by Zoom. So yeah, and that Zoom link will be given in the group an hour before we go, and it's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So if you are interested in that link, then you can find Meghan or you can message me and I'll get that to you. It's all over my page as well. So you can probably scroll down some posts and find it somewhere.
Yeah, and it'll be posted in the recording when we post that as well. So I'm going to make sure I add it in because I don't think I had it in the original description. So yeah, so I'll make sure I at least put it in the comments or something underneath it once it's posted so people can find it right away. All right, so what are we doing? How do we do this?
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to have you pull up your list and you're going to say your list. All of your I'm mad because, I'm angry because, in sentence format. There should be 10 of them.
Okay, I think I actually have 12. Let me just count.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I have 12.
That's fine.
Perfect. All right. So I even titled it Things That Piss Me Off.
Beautiful.
Okay. And I just go? Like I just say what's on?
Just go. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Wow. Even like reading ahead of myself, because I always read ahead of myself. Well, I'm doing it already. Okay. I'm just going to say them. That others don't help me the way I want them to help me.
Wait. I'm going to interrupt you. You have to say the words I'm angry because before each thing you say. Either I'm angry because, I'm pissed off because, I fucking hate so-and-so because, like some sort of statement before your statement.
Got it. Okay. It pisses me off that others don't help me the way I help them. I get angry when I ask for help and don't receive it. I get angry when I take money from my parents. I get angry that I don't like how my body looks in the mirror. It pisses me off when I try to talk through my emotions and the person I'm talking to makes it about them. It pisses me off that I don't have enough money to buy a house. It pisses me off that I don't have enough money to buy a boat. It pisses me off that my parents see me as a failure. It pisses me off that I can't pay rent consistently. It pisses me off that I can't, no, wait. It pisses me off that I had so many good ideas and others are making money off them because I didn't have the strength to follow through on the ideas at the time. That's a big one. It pisses me off that I'm single. And it pisses me off that I'm raising my baby by myself.
Good ones. Nice job. Okay, now I want you to stand up. You guys can see me and hear me back here.
Okay. Let me just move this chair out of my way. Okay.
Okay, wow, this is actually, you can actually see me. This is kind of nice. Okay, so I want you to, again, the somatic shaking exercise is just going to be, you're basically going to stand here with your arms down and you're going to sink into your knees and kind of just like, blah, right? I want you to think about your spine just like it doesn't have any bones. So you don't have any fucking bones, okay? I want you to not worry about your stomach. I want you to sink into your hips. I want your shoulders to totally go down. I want you to literally just be like fucking Gumby, okay? I want these things to just be noodly. Blah. I want your jaw to fall open. Everything's got to be loose. And then when you get into that state, then you're going to start bouncing rhythmically. Okay? Close your eyes.
This makes me laugh.
Nobody's staring at you but me, and that's not true because everybody's staring at you. But listen, you're giving everybody else permission to do this, and everybody's done this, okay? So this is part of the things that you need to let go of, is judgment for yourself on how your body looks and how it feels to others, because it's simply fucking existing. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. Your eyes are closed. I want you to stop smiling. I love you, but stop smiling. I want you to, you should like, now I can't because it's like the elephant in the room. Okay, and I want you to let your jaw fall open. I want you to take in some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Make a sound as it comes out. Perfect. All right, yes. And I want you to start giving your body permission to let this energy come up and come out wherever it's being stuck, wherever it's being held, wherever it's being told it's not allowed to be. We're going to give it permission right now, just mentally inside your head, telling it it's okay to come up and come out right now. It's safe to come up and come out. Take in another deep breath. Out through the mouth, make a sound. Yes, perfect. Yeah, nice work. All right. And now still rhythmically bouncing, and we're going to go into some primal breath work. Now, I want this to be very growly. I want if somebody were to hear you, they would think that you were turning into a fucking werewolf. I want that sound. I want you to grit through your teeth. You can mimic me or you can do your own sounds. So I will start making some first. Yes. Yes. No, through your teeth. Like you're mad. Like you're a fucking dog. Yes. Fuck yes. This is the aggression part of getting our bodies ready to do some of this work, because we're, as women, again, we're not allowed to be aggressive. We're not allowed to be ugly this way. We're going to be fucking ugly right now. Get down into your gut system. Clench your fist. I want you to literally contract. Good job. Good job, Megan. Yes, keep going. Keep going. I'm going to have you keep going so you're not laughing. Keep going. Okay, good. Perfect. Yes, nice job. Yes, keep going. Yes, keep making those sounds. Yes. Yes, beautiful. Nice job, girl. Yes, no, keep going. Keep going. I want you to get really growly with it. Yes. All right. Now I want you to stop and keep bouncing. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to start going over your list in your head, Megan. In your head. I want you to picture the things in front of you. I want you to picture the people in front of you. I want you to picture yourself having to raise your child by yourself. I want you to picture the fact that you don't have all the things that you want. I want you to start getting into the emotions of the anger that you feel that was on your list. The fact that you're single, the fact that you have to do it by yourself. I want you to get into that feeling. Yep. Keep going. I want you to really get into that. Nice work.
Ooh. Holy
Yep.
shit.
Keep going. Yep. Keep going.
Ooh.
Keep thinking about that. Yep. Okay. On a count of 3. So I want you to grab your pillow right now. Yep. Grab your pillow. Keep your eyes closed. And on the count of 3, we're going to scream 1, 2, 3. Let it go, Megan. Get out. Keep going. Yes. Yes. Nice job, Megan. Yep. Get that out of your body, girl. Beautiful, Megan. Keep going. Keep going, honey. Yes. Super pissed. Why does Megan have to do everything on her fucking own? Why do you have to raise a baby on your own, Megan? Get it the fuck out of your body. Yes, it can't stay here anymore, girl. It's got to go. Get it out. Beautiful. Keep going. Yes. Yes. Right here, Megan. I'm right here. Get it out. Yes. Keep going. Keep going.
Holy shit.
Keep going. You got 1 more minute. Keep going. Yes, girl. Yes. Beautiful. Keep going. All the way up and out, Megan. Yes. I want you to feel into that anger and let it go. You got 30 seconds left. How much can you get out in 30 seconds, Megan? Let's go. Okay, good. If you're choking, stop. All right. That's good. That's good. Put the pillow down.
Whew.
Do you have a glass of water there?
I have that drink.
Okay, perfect. We'll drink something. During this process, when you're doing it with me in a group or in a private session, by the way, I'm constantly saying self-care. I want you to take a drink of water when you need to. I want you to take a breath when you need to. Keeping your eyes closed as much as possible so you can stay in it. And I keep saying that. I want you to stay in it. Don't come out of it. Keep going down your list. And then you go back into it. You do it over and over and over again until we stop for a couple of reasons. 1, you're not angry anymore. So there's no reason to keep screaming. 2, you're in fucking pain. Or 3, like your body physically can't do it. Can't do it anymore. Like you can't scream. Like your scream is gone. Your throat's, you know what I mean, hurts. Something's in pain. Something's up.
Way.
Yeah. So yes.
Wow.
All right. So before you sit down, well, you can sit down if you want to, but I want to kind of have you get back, even just those 2 minutes. I want you to kind of get back into your body a little bit. So have a seat.
Cut out there for a second.
Oh yeah. So have a seat.
Cool.
I want you to close your eyes. We're going to take in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, into the belly. Exhale out through the mouth, relax. Inhale in. Exhale out, relax. 1 more inhale in. Exhale out, relax. And keeping your eyes closed, just want you, just for about 30 seconds here, I just want you to be aware of what your body's feeling. Maybe it's buzzing. Maybe it is that your throat feels weird. Whatever it is, we're not going to judge it. We're just going to notice how you're feeling right now and allow your body to feel what it needs to and be releasing what it needs to. Just getting back into your feet, back into the body fully. And go ahead and open your eyes.
Wow.
Okay, so What was your experience of it? It wasn't very long, like I said. So
Well, I can see how doing your, like, from beginning to end, the whole story, how that would really take you on a roller coaster. Because there was, like, when I was going back through my list in my head, there were ones that were just kind of in the moment that I've been already processing, but then there were big ones. Like, obviously, the kid, like, raising my daughter by myself.
yeah.
And that made me freak out. Like, there's definitely more work to do there for sure. Because I still feel it when I talk about it, but yeah, that one's big.
Yeah.
And there's like that, like there's like the general theme, and you pointed it out, that all of them are about judgment on myself. And that was also a big aha of where I think most of my anger stems from, is that I'm just mad at myself.
Yeah.
Like, all the time.
Yeah.
And it's probably why life manifests the way that it does, because I'm just angry.
Everything is and you know this already. Everybody watching this probably knows this already. Everything we have and don't have is a direct result of how we feel about ourselves, what we feel we deserve. Period. I don't care how much work you think you've fucking done. If your life is still shit, there's something you are refusing to believe is true for yourself. You don't believe you can have it. You don't believe you can have what everybody else fucking has. You don't believe you're actually going to make it. You don't believe you're worthy. You don't believe somebody's going to actually love you and not leave you. You don't think you can handle it if somebody leaves you. It's fucking probably a multitude of things. But yeah, it's every single person that ends up coming into my programs. Every single one of them is mad at themselves. And you know what's beneath, really tied to anger? And one of the reasons why, and I always get massive body confirmations when I say this, the main thing that anger clears out and why it's so difficult to actually step into that anger is the shame beneath the anger. The anger is actually secondary to the shame. And shame, as most people know, is the lowest vibrating emotion on the planet. It's below hate. If you can clear shame out, there is nothing that can stop you. There is nothing that will, no lie that you will ever fucking believe about yourself. And so that's why this work is so powerful. It's getting into that and really allowing all of that to come up and come out. And that's really the main component of why this works. Because in my 5-week program, which starts on September 4th, on my 5-week program, you're getting all that processing time, and you'll get time to process the things that are underneath all of that. And I love that you said all the things that you're angry about. And there's so much deeper stuff in there that I can't wait to have you listen to you say. You know, there's mom, there's dad, and a lot of times there's siblings. There's this thing that's difficult. People say, well, it's my mom, but it's my dad. But I understand why they're doing things, but they didn't get love either. But they really tried, but they really didn't do anything that bad to me. Are you pissed about some things? Are you still mad? Are you still angry at some things? You've got to be able to have a safe space to say those things and get them up and out. Doesn't matter how great they are. We're all pissed at our parents. All of us. So, and I'm sorry, but it came from somewhere. And I'm not saying that we should blame our parents, but if you haven't cathartically gotten pissed off and angry about those things, then it's going to contribute to the reasons of why it is you are where you are until you finally do that. It doesn't go anywhere until you cathartically fucking release it. I stand by that. I'll stand by that till, I'm in the grave, so to speak. But yeah, how are you feeling right now emotionally? The cat is going nuts. He never does this. Something about you, girl. You releasing that. He's like, the cat. I feel amazing. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel like relieved. Like it's interesting because like when we were doing like even the bouncing before, my body was like, I feel like I'm working out. I don't want to work out right now.
Yeah.
My body was resisting me so hard, but I just kept like trying to go into it. And like I feel like I just did like a half-hour workout by like, and knowing my past and how I've never enjoyed exercise. And I think that that's part of the reason why I don't like it is it is a release for me. Like I used to play rugby.
Oh yeah,
And
nice.
in high school, and my nickname, because there was one year that we all got these nicknames on our shirts, and everyone was getting all these like hardcore names like Boom and Kapow and like Bowie and like weird names like that. They chose Poof for me. I was like, Poof?
Who?
Why the fuck am I Poof? And they're like, because you're so nice on the sidelines and you're such a sweetheart. And then it's like, poof, there's the fucking monster. And I would just barrel through people. And
So they should have called you Monster, not Poof.
right?
Or at least Poof Monster. Can I have Poof and Monster?
What? That doesn't make any sense. But it was but what they described it as was like, no, literally, it's like you're at the sidelines and you could, like, they would say, like, I would do this. I would like shake it all out and I would just be like, oh, and then it was just like activated that I would become
this whole different like persona came in. Yeah.
100%. And then I would go on the field and I broke bones. I had my own bones broken. I think I scared the shit out of my mother. Sure. But I loved it. It was one of the best releases. And I feel like I used to feel after a really good rugby game. Even
interesting. And that was only 2 minutes. And for those watching, just to let you know, the women that do this work with me go for an average of 20 to 30 minutes straight. And I've seen them go for 2 fucking hours. Wow. I had one woman, I don't tell stories and tell names, by the way, unless I have permission. Just want to make sure I say that's really important to me. I had one woman who puked for an hour straight. She'd scream, puke, scream, puke, scream, puke. I had to stop her at an hour. She wasn't ready to stop, but I had to stop her at an hour because she was puking straight for an hour. And I was like, that doesn't really feel good. My psychic abilities are really super activated when stuff's going on. And my whole system was like, you need to stop her. So it's and like my other recent client, she's like, I'm like, do you throw up when you release? And she's like, not normally. And I was like, okay, well, you might want to have a bucket next to you or something. She's like, okay. Kind of looked at me like, she did. And she did. She grabbed it and she's like, oh my God, I don't ever puke. And I was like, that's because this is poison. This is fucking poison. It is the thing that's keeping us overweight. It's the thing that's keeping us stuck. It's the thing that's keeping us from enjoying movement. It's fucking poison.
It is poison. And you know what's interesting is that while you were saying that, because I had an eating disorder for like half my life, and like the euphoria you can feel from purging, because that was my thing. Believe me, it was my thing. I used to cycle through all of them. Oh, I'm obviously getting a release by even talking about this because my back just went like
popped. Ooh, nice.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like it was like, like where like the angel wings, like they describe that there's like that angel wing point. They just went like, okay, you're putting this out there. But yeah, like that's what I enjoyed the most about like purging was just I would get angry.
That release.
Yeah, and that release of energy, like just like just puking it out. And like there's also that frog, it's not new, but like that frog medicine Cambo that everybody talks about. Like when Combo, I do Bufo, but my practitioner, she was like, you don't need to do Cambo before you do Bufo. You've already purged for the last 15 years of your life.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most crazy epic experiences of my life doing Bufo. But yeah, I feel like this is what you are doing in this session, like working through the anger. And I'm sure I'm going to experience so much more of it in your 5-week program. It feels to me like I'm in a setting where I'm okay to purge. You know what I mean? Like there's no guilt associated with it. There is a lot of shame that I still hold on to around the fact that I even did that to my body that way.
Yeah.
But also like acceptance, which is interesting. That's the other thing that I feel now, even about that list, is like, yeah. Acceptance of like, okay, those things exist, but that doesn't define me type energy. That's how I feel right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
those things that you're shameful about, I want to see on your list in our 5-week program.
mm-hmm.
I want to have the things about your eating disorder that piss you off, about yourself, about all of that. That all needs to be on there. I want all of it. I don't care if it's road rage. Something as small as road rage and as deep as fucking, sexual trauma, like whatever. That's not that you have that, but that's what that needs to be. I want it all. It's a purge. I want it all fucking out. And the thing is when you see other women doing the same things, that also has a whole different layer of healing for you. And you forget things.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm really pissed off about that too. And you write it down on your list. Fuck, I need to say that too. You forget things.
That was a question I had. It's like, so what if your list isn't actually your full list when you think it is? Do you go back and rewrite it?
You can if you want to, but for the most part, I mean, you have until September 4th. You should just be adding shit to that motherfucker as stuff comes up. Like the one you already have. If you've got your first 12, just keep adding to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah. Oh my God, though. How sore my throat is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So and there are people who, lose their voice for a week sometimes. Not a week, a couple days. But I have people who've had their throat sore for a couple weeks. I had people get really super freaked out. They're like, oh my God, what if my voice never comes back? And that's never happened. In fact, I've had the woman I'm actually cat sitting for. She was in my program a couple years ago, and she's a singer. And she screamed her face off for almost an hour. And she was scared. She's like, well, I sing for a living. Like, what the fuck? And then she was like, you know what? I don't fucking care. She's like, if I lost my voice because I was releasing my pain and anger, then so fucking be it. She's like, nothing is keeping me silent this way anymore. Nothing is keeping me small. Nothing's keeping this inside of me. So she just full blown went out with it. Next thing I know, like a week later, she says, so I'm in my kitchen singing and I can now hit notes I haven't been able to hit since high school. This is a throat chakra clearing. So one of the reasons your throat hurts so bad is because you have some throat chakra stuff going on where you don't feel safe, either subconsciously or consciously. And it could be past life as well, by the way. This clears past life stuff. It clears generational trauma and patterns, ancestral trauma and patterns. Like it clears all the things. So if you're somebody whose throat does hurt at first when you are screaming, that's a good sign of that it's clearing out.
Well, there's definitely a reason why you said that about the singing thing, because I sing too. Like not professionally like your friend does, but it has always been my release, and it's something that's going to be on my list. Is that I had opportunities in my childhood, like growing up, to pursue it, and I didn't pursue them, and I kick myself.
So you're mad at yourself for that. Yes. Yep. A lot of people have a long list of I'm mad at myself because I'm mad at myself because I'm angry at myself because I'm so fucking mad I didn't blah blah blah. Yeah, there's a lot. You'll hear it. It's the thing. It's one of the main reasons people are in the program, because ultimately they're mad at themselves. I'm mad at myself I couldn't heal this. I'm mad at myself I had to spend money to be here. I'm mad at myself that I even had to do this in the first fucking place. You know what I mean? They're just mad at themselves. Why I'm able to help other people, but I can't help myself. What? I'm mad that I'm still here. I've done all this work and I'm still fucking here. Yeah. So there's a lot of that, and rightfully so,
Yeah. Well, and I'm super excited about it. I think it's like, it's almost like I go speechless, which is weird for me because I talk a lot. And when I think about going through this program, it's like, I'm super excited, but then also know it's going to be epic. Like, life-changing.
And epic things, especially for those of us that have trauma, doesn't fucking feel good. Epic doesn't fucking feel good for us. Most of us are not jumping off bridges because that looks exciting. Like, we are terrified of that shit, right? Like, we're not going to jump into something that's super scary or something that's going to make us be super fucking vulnerable, or something that we know we've been taught for literally centuries to not feel and think and do, because it would just, because we're taught it'll destroy you, it'll destroy everything else. It's negative. It's all these bad things, when they're basically saying you're the bad thing, because it's just a fucking part of you. It's your inner child or your inner teenager or fucking both. That's what this work is around. those two things, one or two things, those two peoples, those version of you, not getting the space that they fucking needed, not getting the time that they needed, not getting the healing, the voice. They're getting that now. And that's terrifying because you feel it from the space of an inner child. That fear is coming from inner child and inner teenager, where if I did those things, I got beat, or I got abandoned. I got rejected. I got made fun of. I got silenced. That's where that fear is actually coming from. It's not coming from an adult's place. It's coming from these two little people.
Yeah.
So yeah. And another reason why it's so, I just am so impressed with women who are able to say, I'm terrified of this, but yet I can't live like this anymore. And I know I'm not able to make it in my next level of business. I'm not able to have a relationship. I'm not able to fucking love myself. I'm not able to sleep right. I'm not able to have peace in my life and in my body because this is fucking consuming me. So get the fuck out of my way. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's refreshing. Like, this is exactly what this series is all about. It's just like, I hope for anyone who's listening or who's watching the live or the recording or whatever, however you're taking this in, that you feel curious, because I think that's the thing that I've always felt about you. And even taking the leap to ask you, do you know how scary that was for me to like even reach out to you, when now considering the relationship that we're building and everything, I'm like, why was I even scared to reach out to her? But it's like, curiosity is not something to be scared of. And I think that this whole process of even just doing this podcast recording and communicating with you and everything has already cleared out so much. Like, the second that you accept that you're going to enter into this space, this sacred rage space, like it's sacred. Like, it really is the work that happens. Like, I'm just looking at the lake and I'm like, oh, I can go dive in there right now. Like, that's probably what I'm gonna go do right now, is like dive into the lake and just clear it all
and
out.
the thing is, if you're feeling that fear while watching Meghan go through this, if you're feeling that fear thinking about talking to me, if you're feeling that fear around taking the program, or even just have, like I said, having the conversation, that is the 100% guaranteed telltale sign, as what I've seen in all of my work, that this is meant for you. It's the ones that go, oh yeah, I've done that. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It was really exciting. I remember that fear. Those are the ones that don't need it. They've already done it. They're good to go. But if you're feeling fear, anxiety, excitement, or all three at the same time, it's meant for you. It's calling to you. Come talk to me. I don't bite unless you ask me to.
Yes. So how can people come find you? How can they get to know you? Where do they find you?
Yes. So you can get on my website, which is sisterhoodofsacredfire.com. You can search me on Instagram under the same name. My name is spelled kind of funky. There's an extra H in it if you want to search me on Instagram that way as well, and on Facebook, or you can just find us probably. But Tahsha_Renee. It's TAHSHA_Renee RENEE. And you can email me, sisterhoodofsacredfire@gmail.com. And yeah, those are probably the best ways.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. And anybody listening, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Why wouldn't you? And yeah, and then same thing for us. You can find us on all digital platforms at Wildly Digital Co. If you're here, you obviously are already in our sphere, and thank you for listening, and thank you for spending the time here today, because that means so much to us. I know it means a lot to me and Kate, and it means a lot to Tahsha and to everyone else that we're bringing on the podcast that we talk to. So yeah, and then that's just thank you for Spirit, and thank you to Source for bringing us all together, because at the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, well, we will pop off this live, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Let me see.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Here we go. See you.